Yesterday I spoke about how we need to be really gentle with our kids and ourselves at this time. We're going through, there's so much stress going on in the world, and we need to be aware that that impacts us and our emotional state and the emotional state of our kids. So we need to be really gentle with them and with ourselves, and we need to look after ourselves and help our kids feel safe and loved. So if you need to hear that again, that's tip number 1. Today's tip is about having a plan for your day. So in the past, you may have had a busy day. You had work, the kids had school, then after school there was probably some sort of activities, whether they were social or creative or sporting. And then you come home from that and you make dinner and the kids have homework. So keeping in mind that our days used to be really structured with all these activities, and now we're suddenly in shutdown and most of those activities have gone away. We now have this big open space that we need to organise. If we don't organise it to effectively meet our needs, we're going to become bored and irritable, and our days will become unbalanced. Maybe we'll spend too much time on academics and not enough time on physical activity. Or maybe we'll spend so much time scrolling Facebook that we won't get enough time to stimulate our minds sufficiently. There are 2 different parts of the plan that I would like to talk to you about today to organise your day so that everyone gets their needs met. Firstly, there's the way you organise the day, either through a schedule, a flexible routine, or a list. And then there is what you need to put into that plan for your day. So what are the needs that everyone needs to have met to be able to be reasonably on top of things and feel calm and organised. So to you about a schedule. Maybe at 9 o'clock we'll start doing our first subject of work. At 10 o'clock we'll do our second subject. At 11 o'clock we'll have morning tea. Then after that we'll do another subject, and then it'll be lunch. That sort of, there's time associated with it, and there's expectations to move on to the next thing at a particular time. I'm going to call that a schedule, and that is my least favourite way to organise my day. For me, that causes some time pressure. Sometimes that first subject, my child might finish that in 15 minutes, and then other days that same subject, they might take an hour and a half. So having a particular time associated tends not to work that well for me in the home, because there's just so much flexibility. We get to make the most of that flexibility rather than trying to fit in with a particular time schedule. Now, another way of organising your day I call a flexible routine, which is similar to a schedule, but it's more organic. So in a flexible routine, you might have, after breakfast we'll tidy our room and do a few things, and when we're finished doing that, no time associated with it, then we'll start with our first subject for the day. After we finish that subject, be it 15 minutes or an hour and a half or anywhere in between, then we'll move on, and you'll have the order of all the things that you need to do in the day, and it'll be somewhat organised, and there'll be different choices that you do at different times of the day. Flexible routine. The third choice is just have a list of the different things that you want to achieve in the day. So you might have a list of all the different things you'd like to do, and then you go, as you do each of them, you tick off the ones you've achieved, and then you look at that list and you think, what is the thing that would suit where our family is at now? So maybe they've spent 15 minutes doing one subject. They can sit still and do some more academic work, so you go to the next subject. But if they've taken an hour and a half, they probably need a break. So you might send them outside to run around or do something physical inside the house. So there's even more flexibility with the list. So that's the 3 ways to organise your day: a schedule, a flexible routine, or just having a list that you can tick off as you go, and then just make choices as you go about what suits your family best next from your list to move on with the day. So that's the first part, actually having a way to organise your day. The second part of today's tip is what to put in your routine or your schedule or your list. And this is the things that you will put in your plan for the day are things that will meet your needs as the parent and the needs of the children in your home. And all of you have needs. They're going to be similar, you'll meet them differently, but these needs are the same for all of us. So my first thing that I would like to put on that list in terms of your needs is order. So as much as we might hate having housework and responsibilities about the home, they're actually quite important for having, you know, a sense of comfort in the home. If things are really messy and dirty, you're going to be uncomfortable. So a little bit of orderliness throughout the day is going to really help you to have a home that you enjoy being in. So cleaning the kitchen, washing the clothes, vacuuming, that sort of thing. Secondly, I'll say academics. So your teachers, your children's teachers will be sending homework for them to do, and so that is going to actually meet a need. If your child's feeling calm and happy, that's actually going to stimulate them, hopefully, and they'll enjoy doing some of their academic work, and that will help to bring some structure to their day. They also have social needs, which can be tricky at this time of shutdown because we're trying to limit our social interaction. So I am, for my family, doing a lot of video calls and just phone calls to friends. I would encourage you to do that every day. Make sure your kids get to talk to someone outside your family every day. Next is creative. Give your children a chance to do something creative, like play a musical instrument, or colour in, or bake in the kitchen with you, or do some sort of gardening, maybe grow something from seeds from capsicum in your fridge or something like that. So doing something creative. And lastly, it's really important for your kids to get some physical exercise. So perhaps that'll be running around outside, riding their bike, or it might be dancing to some crazy music in the lounge room with you. So that's my tips for you. We need to plan our days so we don't get stuck doing the same thing all day, every day, and then get bored and irritated with each other. We need some variety in our days. We need to cover all our needs. And if we have our needs met and our kids have their needs met, then we're going to be happier families together. That's today's tip. I'll see you another day.